Someone forgot to finish labeling it. Yes, I know. Come on, go away. Thank you. The following is a special presentation of Retro Sports Network, and the drive for the playoffs is presented exclusively by HockeyTournaments.com. Organizing a adult hockey tournament? Want to play in an adult hockey tournament? Want to send your kids off to a tournament? HockeyTournaments.com is a place for you. Check them out today at www.hockeytournaments, all one word, .com. All right, I'll fix the things in the... Oh, hold on one sec. There. Get that chat box in the right spot. Okay, here we go. AFC West, this is not... I would not say this is the AFC West Championship, but the winner gets an automatic ticket to the playoffs. They can do no worse than the wild card. The Kansas City Chiefs are 10-4. The Denver Broncos are 10-4. And this is the last game of Week 15. Denver faces Pittsburgh at home next week. Kansas City is done with their home schedule. They will travel to Seattle next week. So no one can clinch and no one can be eliminated. We'll know a lot more in the next hour and a half. The weather, well, it's with Denver. Winds are about 0 to 10, 38 degrees, a nice mild December day here in the Mile High City. Lyle Perrin will return for Denver. Kansas City is kicking it off. Tony Adams is the quarterback for Kansas City, not Mike Livingston. Keep that in mind as we go through. So here we go. Denver has won the toss. Perrin is deep. How you doing, Dave? I forgot to change that setting. So here we go. The kickoff is underway, and so is the game. And Perrin will take this at the 8-yard line. To the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 39-yard line. Sanders makes the tackle from the standard kick. A good return by Denver. And Craig Morton is back under center this week with Lance Keyworth and Otis Armstrong, the running backs. Haven Moses and Jack Doblin, the wide receivers, and Riley Odom, one of the better tight ends in the league, and we'll formally introduce everybody in a minute. I don't need the timestamps here. There. We'll let the icons go for now. All right, so 1st and 10 for Denver on their own 39. Keyworth off tackle left. And he gets it across the 40, and Thomas makes the tackle at the 42. Emmett Thomas. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry about it. All right, so let's formally meet. Craig Morton is your quarterback. John Keyworth will start the game as the primary back, but Denver will use 6 running backs throughout the game. Otis Armstrong is the other one. From left to right, Claude Minor at left tackle. Tom Glassick at left guard. Billy Bryan is your center. Paul Howard, the right guard. Tom Neville, the right tackle. Riley Odoms, Denver's best receiver at tight end. Jack Dolbin is your right side wide receiver. He's going to be in the far side. Haven Moses, your left side wide receiver. He's on the near side. Armstrong trap left from the 42, and he loses the football. Hicks forces the fumble, and Art still has it for Kansas City. And that's how this one starts. How about that? So Kansas City gets it inside Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Tony Adams is your quarterback. He's a backup. He's probably better than Livingston all told, but it's going to be tight. Arnold Morgado is your fullback. Tony Reed the tailback. And the major reason for success for Kansas City is right here with Tony Reed. Larry Dorsey is your right side receiver. He's on the near side of the field. He's in on an injury because he only had 9 catches all year. Kansas City ran, but they didn't throw it that few times. And Henry Marshall, the primary receiver, is on Adams' left. He's going to work the far side with Walter White, the tight end. Reed off tackle left from the 44, gets across the 40, first down and more, 30, 25, 20, he's gone. He is gone. And Kansas City gets a one-play run for 44 yards to Tony Reed. How about that? How you doing, OG? And so Tom Condon ripped open that hole. When you think of one-play drives, it is never on a 44-yard run. Jan Stenerud's extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. And with 13:52 to go, Kansas City is doing Kansas City things this year. This was like a 2-win team in real life. They lead the Broncos 7-0. Let me get rid of the icons here. Makes it easier to read. Okay. So just like we did a minute and 8 ago, Kansas City kicking off to Denver. Unbelievable start. Broncos and Steelers next week. Kansas City will play Seattle at the Kingdome. Considering the Seahawks are 3-12, this is the tougher game for Kansas City to win. And Perrin will grab this at the 4, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29-yard line. Eddie Payton will make the tackle. We introduced the Denver offense. Let's introduce the Kansas City defense. Art Still, the left defensive end, is the toast of Kansas City right now. He forced that fumble. Don Parrish, the middle, is the tackle. Sylvester Hicks is the right defensive end. Kansas City plays a 3-4. Tom Howard, the left outside linebacker. Dave Rosemick is the middle linebacker. Jimbo Elrod is the right side middle linebacker. Whitey Paul, the right outside linebacker. That is a beat-up core. Emmett Thomas is the left corner. Gary Green, the right corner. Gary Barbaro is the strong safety. And Tim Gray is the free safety. Medium cross to Moses on 1st and 10 from the Denver 29. Morton throws. He checks it down to Keyworth at the 30. Keyworth gets about 7 yards on the play. Elrod makes the tackle. 2nd and 3 for the Broncos. Denver working it right to left with the wind to the closed part of the stadium. Kansas City will be playing all day into the open part, or when the Denver Bears or the Colorado Rockies played here, into the outfield. Armstrong. Trap right on 2nd and 3 from the 36, and he kind of gains 2 and needed 3. So Tom Howard makes the tackle, and it's 3rd and a short 1 for Denver. Kansas City has won 10 games because of their run, not because of their quarterback. And Denver, the Orange Crush is good. We've had them a number of times. Keyworth will sweep it to the far side from the 38. I don't even think he got the first down. Yep, he did. Good spot there. Art Still with the tackle. And it'll be 1st and 10. A fresh set for Denver from their own 39. Armstrong will now sweep it the same way to the far side from the 39. Gets across the 40 before Paul can make the tackle at the 45. Give them a gain of 6. And it'll be 2nd and 4 for Denver. And a short pass in the flat to Armstrong. To the near side, Armstrong has it at his own 40, finds a seam, first down. Across midfield, Whitney Paul with a tackle, but not before Armstrong gets 12. And so Denver puts it inside Chief territory for the first time on that pass. So Morton 2 for 2 for 19 yards. Now Keyworth a sweep to the near side from the 43. Flag is down. Keyworth gets a gain of 4.
Holding offense number 60.
But Howard, the right guard, made the hold, and it's all coming back. So it's now at the Denver 47. How do I decide which games to play and which to simulate? Well, Dave, I try to go with the best matchups on paper. And honestly, Kansas City has played so well over their head. You just got to go with them. So this week I had a request game, and this was the best matchup because winner goes to the playoffs, guaranteed. But usually I go through a couple weeks in advance and look at games I want to do. If my wife has an appointment, it's a 1-game week. I try to pick up the best matchup on paper. If it's a 2-game week, which is most weeks, I try to go with the best NFC matchup on paper and the best AFC matchup on paper, or interconference. If it's a 3-game week, which we've had a couple of, I try to go with which one I think people will watch the most, and then the best matchups. But it really is trial and error. Next week for week 16, I'm trying to do everything that has win and in situations. So it's all in flux. For instance, if Kansas City wins this game, I'll be definitely doing Denver at Pittsburgh because Kansas City's in. But I look a couple of weeks in advance and go from there. And obviously, we're doing all the playoff games when it comes down to it. But I try not to pick any clunkers. It's early on in the season. It's hard because you get a team that starts off 4-1, and you know they're a 2-14 team. I think we had a Buffalo-Miami game early that you knew that Buffalo wasn't going to win, but their record was good, and so you play it because you never know. And in the Chiefs' case, I mean, honestly, this was what, a 2-14, 3-13 team. They just keep winning, and so you treat it just like you would if you were a network and go, okay, we're going to do X amount of games. We can do whatever we want as far as conference is concerned. Let's put the best matchups out there. Hopefully that answers your question. All right, keywords coming out, 1st and 20. And Rob Lytle comes in. So 1st and 20 for Denver from their own 47. And he will take the draw play there, and he just ran right into Dave Rosenbeck. Rosenbeck says, big boy, not getting it. So no gain on that, and it's 2nd down and 20 for Denver from their own 47. Clock running. And a screen pass to Armstrong is the call. Morton throws. Armstrong has it. Gets across the line of scrimmage, back into Kansas City territory. They stop him at the 41, a gain of 12, and it's now a reasonable 3rd and 8 from the Kansas City 41. So Armstrong comes out. Dave Preston, who was the best backfield receiver, comes in. So it's Lytle and Preston in the backfield. Morton will go out of the gun. And let's see, what can we do? We need 8. Short hitch to Haven Moses. He throws, and Green got a hand on it, and it's incomplete. So Denver is forced to punt. Denver has not lost at home this year. They are 6-0. Bevan, in case you're wondering. The last 2 weeks of the year, however, it's Kansas City, who's a 10-win team, and Pittsburgh, who's still in the fight for best record in the AFC. So we're going to punt. Bucky Dilts will come in. Denver has the win. They're going to go for a sideline punt. And Dilts gets it away. decent punt. Kansas City will watch it go out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. So that's where the Chiefs will start this drive. They've had it one play. They have 7 points. And again, Tony Reed, who was a 1,000-yard rusher in real life. Arnold Morgado, those are the 2 setbacks. Tony Adams, he's in for the injured Mike Livingston. We already introduced those. The Denver defense, left side, Lyle Alzado. They play a 3-4. He's the left defensive end. Reuben Carter, defensive tackle, blocks up the middle. And Barney Chavis is the right defensive end. Tom Jackson, the Hall of Famer, left outside linebacker. Rob Nairn is the middle linebacker on the left side. Randy Gradishire, all-world middle linebacker. And Bob Swenson is on the right side. Louis Wright is the left corner. He's a 10. Steve Foley is the right corner. Bernard Jackson is the strong safety. And Bill Thompson is the free safety. You've met everybody. 8:45 first quarter. Morgado, first carry for him today. Sweep left. Flag is down.
False start. Offense. Number 88.
And it's White. The tight end, Walter White, broke bad and jumped. So 1st and 15 from the Kansas City 5. Reed. Trap left. And he gets it to the 10, 15, 20. And Nairn makes a tackle at the 22. So 2 carries for Tony Reed, and he now has 61 yards. Tony Reed could single-handedly carry the Chiefs into the playoffs. Unbelievable. Morgado. Pitch right. 1st and 10 from the Chiefs 22. Gets it to the 25. Tom Jackson comes across and makes the tackle after a gain of 3. So Kansas City, their offense is set very much like the wishbone teams of the Big 8 in the era. 188 yards a game on the ground. They already have 64. And 137 in the air. Going back to Dave's question, I got a story about that after the next play. Adams is going to... We'll try to put it up here on 2nd and 7. Short cross to the tight end, White. Adams looks around, he throws. White has it at the 31. He's going to get a first down, but not much more than that. No, they're not. It's a gain of 7, but the chain gang comes out, and they're short by a nose. 3rd and inches. For the Chiefs, it goes on the stat sheet as a 7-yard play, but it's not really. 3rd and very short. 2 tight ends set, Reed and Morgado. And of course you're going to give it to Reed. Off tackle left from the 32, first down, and that's about it. Gradishire makes the tackle after a gain of 1. And Dorsey comes back in the game, 1st and 10. So you've already seen how handicapped the Chiefs are going to be throwing the football. It really is Tony Reed. This Chief team is a lot like the Chicago Bears. They're only going to go as far as Walter Payton can take them. So 1st and 10 for the Chiefs from their own 33. Marshall. Ugh. Medium slant on 1st and 10 from the 33. Adams rolls. He tries to find Reed, but Gradishire jars it loose. And Reed gets credit for the drop. 2nd and 10, 6:04 to go. We reached a point when the Cowboys were 10-0 that if I wondered that, they really had a serious chance. We had a bunch of their games on early. And they were so good that I really thought they had the chance to run the table in the NFC. I mean, Los Angeles is going to get the number 2 seed and be barely a 500 club. The best teams are in the NFC East. So I wondered about 5-6 weeks ago if the Cowboys we would carry every Cowboy game the rest of the way. Not because I have any great love for the Dallas Cowboys, but because it presented the best story of the regular season. Could a 1970s team outside the Dolphins run the table, especially in a 16-team league, a 16-week season? But they went down to the Orange Bowl. Miami beat them, and that took away that. Morgado. Sweep right on 2nd and 10 from the 33 goes. The sidelines, gets a block across the 35. Swenson knocks him down after a gain of 3. Spotted at the Kansas City 36. Clock stop, 5:58 to go. And so now Tony Adams must pass again. And his options are just not good. Short slant to Henry Marshall. Denver blitzes. They're on Adams in a hurry. Wright tipped it, and it's incomplete. So it was Louis Wright on the deflection and Denver on the delayed blitz. And Adams heard footsteps and just threw it too quick. So it's Zenon Andrew Scheisen is the punter. Rick Upchurch and Dave Preston are the setbacks for Denver. Kansas City punting into the wind. It's a gorgeous Saturday afternoon, 38 degrees and clear. And the punt is away. And that's short. He hit that off the side of his foot. That's not what he needed. It rolls out at the 22. No return. It says it had good hang time. So he popped it up. Didn't hit it all that far. So Denver starts this drive from their own 22. 5:49 to go first quarter. They trail 7-0. Lionel and Preston, the running backs. Lionel off tackle left. And he gets it to the 25 before Hicks can bring him down. So 2 tackles for Hicks. 2nd and 7 for Denver. And trap right for Preston. Dave Preston gets this one. He goes to the far side, tries for the sideline, gets hit at the 30 by Green. Gary Green with a tackle. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and a short 2 for the Broncos from their own 30-yard line. 2 tight end set. You're going to run out of this. Preston is going to get it. He says, I want a trap left. Or off tackle left. Give from Morton. And that developed nowhere. Whitney Paul read that one all the way, and he stacks him down for no gain. So Denver is held to a punt from their own 30. So here comes Bucky Dilts with the wind behind him. He stands on his own 15. Eddie Payton, the long man. And boy, is he good. Payton moves to his left, fields it at the 26, or not. That's actually, it was rolled dead. He called for a fair catch. So again, Kansas City starts at their own 24, because Ron can't remember what side of the field a little blob is. And so we go. Kansas City starts with 3:31 to go in the first. All right, OG. This will be on for you later, so thanks for starting with us. Tony Reed will try a sweep to the near side from the Kansas City 24, and Chavis makes the stop after a gain of 5. So Reed now has 67 yards on 4 carries. The Chiefs have averaged 26.1 points a game and only allowed 22.6. The defense is good. I mean, there's been nothing cheap about what the Chiefs have done this year. Morgado, trap left side, 2nd and 5 from the 29. And that Denver read that one all the way. They were keying on Reed. Gradishire makes the tackle. And it will be 3rd and 6 for Kansas City from their own 28. See White on a medium cross. Adams has protection this time, and he threw it to the wrong person. Thompson stepped out in front of White and picked it up. It's a gain of 4, and Bill Thompson has 7 interceptions on the year. And so Denver gets a gift Hopefully Devin could see that. And they start on the Kansas City 33. So again, Lytle impressing the running backs, Moses and Dalblin the receivers, and Odom's the tight end. And Morton says, "Let's go, Moses. Let's try a one-play drive." So Morton, back to pass. Chiefs blitz. He has time. He looks around, and Green got a hand on it. Kansas City played for the run. They blitzed one, and it went for nothing. As Kansas City deflects it, they are certainly not in Stenerud range. Pitch left for Lytle from the 33. And he has it, and Kansas City read that one all the way. Lindstrom stacks him up at the line of scrimmage. Dave Lindstrom. Claude Minor, the left tackle for Denver, made the bad block, and it's now 3rd and 10 for Denver. Lytle, the lone setback. We go 3 wide. Upchurch is your third receiver. And Upchurch will... medium hitch to Upchurch? Nope. Screen to Lytle. Morton audibles to the near side. Lytle has it at the 40. 35 across the 30. Green with a tackle after a gain of 6. And so that brings out Jan Stenerud, who those of you who are Chiefs fans know a great deal. No, I'm sorry, Jim Turner. Never mind, because Stenerud is the Chiefs kicker. I'm slipping today. So it's a 46% chance with the wind for Turner. Brian will hold, or snap. Dilts the punter will hold. Jim Turner. Pretty much a coin flip here. Kick is down. It is up. It looks good. And it is. And so Turner hits from 44. And with 22 seconds to go in the first quarter, it's Kansas City 7, Denver 3. So Peyton will not return the Turner kick 6 yards deep. And so Tony Adams has got to figure out a way to run this offense. 20 points, I think. If Kansas City could get 21 points, I think they can win the game. But they got to do something in the air. Morgado on 1st and 10. We'll run off tackle left. Last play of the quarter, and he gets about 2 yards before Gradishire makes the tackle. And so after one at Mile High, the Chiefs have the win. They lead 7-3. Oh, it really is, Dave. Especially, Dave says, funny holding your breath for a 44-yard field goal. In that era, it certainly is. Turner was terrible. I mean, you understand why the NFL moved the extra point back to be a 25-yard kick. Because they're too automatic. There should be some trepidation anytime you kick the ball. Anyway, 2nd and 8. Scoring summary in the first quarter. Kansas City followed up Denver's miscue and with a 44-yard touchdown run by Reed. And then following Kansas City's turnover, John Turner hit a 44-yard field goal. My favorite number is 4. So I'll take all the 4s you can get. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Go play it at the lottery today. Adams 1 for 4 in the first quarter for 7 yards. Morton 4 for 6 for 37. And the offense 81-59 in favor of the Chiefs. Do I remember the Vikings versus Brown game in the bad weather where they missed all the extra points, field goals? What year was that, Dave? I remember a Viking-Ram playoff game, Christmas of 77, that was played in the mud. Oh yeah. Yep, I do remember that. I'd forgotten the bad special teams, but I remember that game. Yeah, 1980. 1980. 2nd and 8. Reed trap left from the 22, and Denver, Gradishire, you get the sense that he's just going to have a monster game. He tackles Reed, And that's 4 tackles. And now the Chiefs are 1 for 3 on third down. 3rd and 6 from the Kansas City 24. Dorsey, short slant. Adams is going to scramble and get sacked by Chavis.
Number 43, 15-yard penalty.
All right, the good news for Denver was it was a sack. The bad news is that Steve Foley led with his head and speared, and it's a personal foul. First down, Kansas City. So they get a fresh set of downs from their own 39. So the sack is wiped off the board, and it's a 15-yard penalty. Kansas City will say, we'll take all the luck we can get. They're going to try a pass here on first down. Walter White on a medium cross. Adams has time. He waits, and Thompson got a hand on it. He jumped the route. So Reed will go on the dive from the 39 across the 40, 45, or 44. Tom Jackson with a stop. Oh, no, Bernard Jackson, pardon me, and has his first tackle. So 3rd and 5 for the Chiefs. He's going to go with Reed in the short flat. To the near side. Adams has time. He's got... Oh, Reed dropped it. He flat out dropped it. You can't blame that one on the Denver defense. And Kansas City's going to have to punt. So 4th and 5 for the Chiefs from their own 44. And so Andrew Zeisen will punt it deep. Upchurch will stay... will field this one at the 15, and yeah, Denver will return it. So a good punt. Oh, this is a beauty. Upchurch from his 11 to the 15, and that's about it. A return of 5. Spot it at the 15, and Denver with 13:25 to go in the first half has it from there. So the Chief defense needs to hold Denver here. 7-3, Kansas City leads. Lonnie Perrin, or Lyle Perrin, and Larry Canada now the setbacks for Denver. And Canada goes off tackle to the right from the 15, and Art Still knocks him down at the 18. Art Still has had a big game already. He's the reason why Kansas City has that touchdown. 2nd and 7 from their own 18. Perrin sweeps it to the near side on 2nd down. He gets across the 20. Lindstrom makes the tackle at the 22, a gain of 4. So 3rd and 3 for Denver. The Chiefs have held the Broncos to 2.4 yards a carry. But Morton is 4 for 6 for 37. Canada. Sweep right. Gets a block, but will not get the first down. Howard with the tackle, and it's 3 and out for Denver. And you're not going for it from your own 23. Bucky Dilts will punt. He'll stand on his 7 or his 8-yard line. Payton will return it. Payton will get good field position. He'll take this at the 43. He gets to the 46, but there's a flag down.
Illegal block. Receiving team.
Of course it is.
Penalty.
And that's why you buy your fish sticks from Mrs. Paul, because they smell bad from Mr. Paul. You just throw them back. So Kansas City starts from their own 28-yard line. 7-3, they lead. Again, Reed and Morgado, Marshall and Dorsey, and White the tight end. Morgado will sweep it to the right from the 28. Cross the 30. Swenson makes a tackle at the 34, a gain of 6. And that's what Kansas City needs to do. They just need to, as old coach Hank Stram says, matriculate the ball down the field. And if they could do it in a slowish type manner, all the better. Reed, trap left in the 34. 2nd and 4. Cannot get the first down. Gradishire again with a tackle. And so Randy has 5 tackles. Matt Herkenhoff, the left tackle, is the one that made the bad block, but Randy Gradishire can make anyone have a bad day. 2 tight end sets. Samuels joins White. Marshall stays in the game. Morgado actually will come out. McKnight comes in to need 3. And we will off tackle left is the call. And McKnight gets a first down, 45. Narn with a tackle after a gain of 10. And the Chiefs just kind of wishbone their way through for a first down at their own 45. 13 carries for 98 yards. Denver 13 for 30. So Dorsey comes back in. And White will do a short cross to him on first down. He's got time, and that's right through Dorsey's hands. So Adams' receivers have not helped out his cause at all. Reed, pitch to the left side from the Kansas City 45. Gets a block across midfield. Gradishire makes a tackle after a gain of 9. It's not a first down, but it's 9 yards nonetheless. And so it's 3rd and 1 from the Bronco 46. And no, they're not in Stenerud range yet. McKnight, sweep right is the call from the 46. Gets a block, gets a first down. Only needed 1, and he got it. 8:17 to go in the half. 7-3 Kansas City. 1st and 10 from the Denver 45. Reed, flag down.
False start. Offense, number 60.
Herkenhoff, again, the left tackle.
First down.
Like I said, I think 20 points wins this game for Kansas City. They can't shoot themselves in the foot, though. White, short hitch. Adams is blitzed. He dumps it down to White, who has it, but is immediately tackled by Thompson after a gain of 4. So White has both the catches for Kansas City, and they have 11 yards. 2nd and 11. Clock running halfway through the 2nd quarter. McKnight, sweep right from the 46. Does he get a block? Yes. Across the 40, Swenson with a tackle, a gain of 7, and it's 3rd and 4 for Kansas City from the Denver 39. Still not in Stenerud range yet, but they're running the clock. 8 plays, 33 yards, and by the time that we get this play over, about 5 minutes taken off the clock. Trap left for Tony Reed from the 39, and he gets a first down and more. Gradishire, but Narn is hurt. He's going to stay in the game. He should have come out. That would have stopped the clock. Not that Denver's milking the clock already, or needs that clock to be run quicker, but Kansas City just wants to run. And so Rudnay, the center with the big block there and that beautiful head of 70s hair he has there, he brushed it for photo day. Might have been the first time in about a week. So 1st and 10, Denver 33. And Mark Bailey checks in for Tony Reed. Bailey off tackle right from the Denver 33, and he gets it to the 30, a gain of 3, before Tom Jackson can make the stop. 2nd and 7 from the Denver 30, and Stenerud says, yeah, I'm a coin flip from here. So let's see, what can Marshall do? Medium cross? Yeah. Adams back to throw. He has time. He waits. He looks. He's deflected by Swenson. Incomplete. So Denver just really has Adams in their sights. He's now 2 of 9 for 11 yards and an interception. So 3rd and 7. They got to throw it. McCray is the 3rd receiver. I've never heard of him. Gerald McCray, who did not catch a pass all year. Yeah, we're not throwing to him. So they need 7. Marshall on a medium cross. Adams hopes to have time. He does. He throws over the middle, and Jackson deflects it. So Tom Jackson gets a deflection. There isn't really anyone else that can quarterback, I don't think, for Kansas City. Nope. It's Adams and Adams. And did I mention Adams? Jan Stenerud comes out, a 54% chance. This would be from 47. Adams, the quarterback, will hold. Rudney, the center, will snap it. Kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. Dead center. So Kansas City gets some more points with 4:43 to go in the half. It's Kansas City 10, Denver's 3. And so Lance or Perrin is the returnman for Denver. Jackson and Upchurch are the short men. Centerud will kick it. It's going to be taken 2 yards deep by Perrin. 5, 10, 15, and he's swarmed over by Jackson at the 15-yard line. A gain of 17. And Kansas City has Denver backed up deep. 4:37. It's a one-score game. Kansas City 10, Denver 3. Dalbin. Short slant is the call. Morton has time. He has Dalbin at the 21. He's fighting for yardage. Barbaro with a stop after a gain of 9. So Morton, who was never a red-hot quarterback, gets 9 on that play. 2nd and 1. Perrin, trap right. From there, 1st down, gets it to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 6. And Tom Howard with the tackle. Denver averaging 293 yards a game, and they give up 250. Right now, Kansas City has 135, and Denver has 82. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Medium slant to Riley Odoms is the call. Morton waits. He throws. Odoms was open, but Thomas got a hand in there and just kind of jumped the route and didn't get a piece of it, but blocked Morton's view. So 2nd and 10, 3:08 to go in the half. Canada sweep it to the near side, left side for Denver. Across to 30, 35, 40, 45, 50 into Kansas City territory. 40. What a run, a 33-yard gain. The longest run of the year for Larry Canada. And it's a gain of 33. And Denver now has it at the Kansas City 37. 10-3 Chiefs, 2:53, clock running. Moses. Medium out. Morton has time. He looks around and he finds Moses for a 1st down the sideline, 20-yard line, 15. Gary Green with a tackle right there. He shoves him out of bounds with 2:14 left, a gain of 22. And Denver seems to have found some offense. Morton now 6 of 9 for 68. Canada sweep right. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. 15, 10, or the 10-yard line. Artstill with a tackle. And we go right to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of Mile High Stadium. Kansas City 10, Denver 3. This is NFL 78 Lunch Replay presented exclusively by HockeyTournaments.com. And on this day when the wind chill is below zero in Vermont, I am enjoying an ice Dunkin'. So spot the ball at the 10, 2nd and 5. Lonnie Perrin, sweep right from the 10. Flag already down.
False start. Offense, number 7, 5-yard penalty.
And, you're in your own stadium. You're going towards the end of the enclosed end of the stadium, and so the crowd is going to cooperate with you. How in the world do you forget the snap count? Red Miller is saying a few other things besides that on the sideline. So 2nd and 10 from the 15. Perrin, they'll pitch it to the near side. 2 minutes to go. Has it, and he tries to get to the sideline, and Rosemick, my buddy Andrew Martin, leaving me that message. So it's a gain of 2. Spot it at the 13. The good news is the clock is stopped. 3rd and 8. They're going to have to throw it. And so Morton looks at Riley Odoms and says, what do you want? And they're going to go with a short cross. Morton to throw. Kansas City blitzes. They're back on Morton in a hurry. He's going to have to run. And the ball is, well, they got a yard. He held on to it, but it won't do any good. So Denver is forced to kick. And again, it's a into the win. It's a coin flip here. 54% chance. So from 29 yards, here comes Stenerud. Dilts will hold. Bryan will snap. Is it 30 in Boston? Well, hell, I'm outside in a t-shirt in that weather, Dave. Turner to make it a 1-point game. Wide right. Maybe? Yeah, wide right. Push it right. And if Devin was watching, you can. The teeth are gnashing now. And blame Morton for the bad penalty. And so Kansas City, with 1:19 to go in the first half, has a 10-3 lead. They're going to get the football to start the second half, too. McKnight. Off tackle left from Adams. From the 20, he's hit by Jackson at the 19. And the clock is running. They'll slow it down. Bailey on a dive. Adams hands it off, 20-yard line. Alzado with a tackle, a gain of 1. And Denver will call time with 28 seconds to go, 3rd and 10. Can Adams run? No. No. McKnight. Off tackle left. 3rd and 10 from the 20. He gets to the 25. West will make the tackle after a gain of 7. And Denver will call that with 1 timeout left after that. They call it, now have 1 timeout left. 20 seconds. Ball at the 27. And we'll go through the motions. Andrew Zeisen is out to punt. Rick Upchurch. And Preston to receive. It'll be, I believe, Preston. From his 26, 30, 35. No, it's Upchurch. 11-yard return, and Eddie Payton makes a tackle. 14 seconds left. They have 1 timeout. I'm not sure there's a safe distance to get it to Turner, but Upchurch. Medium fly. Morton has time. Now he doesn't. He's going to take off. And Whitney Paul will make the tackle after a gain of 1. And so with 9 seconds left, Denver says, let's just go to the half. Kansas City football. We've reached the half on Retro Sports Network coverage of the 78th season, brought to you by HockeyTournaments.com. Kansas City 10, Denver 3. And so the lone scoring in the second quarter was a 47-yarder by Stenerud, following a 13-play, 42-yard drive. Time of possession, 15:46 for Denver, 14-14 by Kansas City. Offense, pretty much even, 146 for the Broncos, 142 for the Chiefs. Tony Adams has no rating, a rating of 0.0. He's 2 for 10 with an interception. Morton, 6 of 9 for 68 yards. So the Chiefs will return. And they'll return it from a yard deep. Peyton from his end zone. He leaks to the right side. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. The ball is loose, but Herkenhoff recovers it for Kansas City. Evans smashed him at the 30, and Herkenhoff, demoted to special teams after some bad blocks, saves his bacon and makes the fumble recovery. So 1st and 10 from the Chief 30, and that's where Kansas City starts. Kansas City 29 minutes and 57 or 57 away from the playoffs, or 53 away, because math is my strong suit. 53 away from a playoff spot. Morgado and Reed are back in the game behind Adams. 1st and 10, short flat to pass to Reed. Adams looks around. He looks instead for Dorsey, incomplete. They've just not given Adams any confidence, and he's now 2 for 11. Reed 9 carries for 90 yards. And he will try to sweep it to the near side here on 2nd and 10 from the 30. Has a block. 1st down. Swetson with a tackle, a gain of 11, and that puts Tony over 100 yards. 10 carries for 101 yards. So 1st and 10, Kansas City from their own 41. Morgado. Off tackle left from the 41. Gets it to the 45-4 before Alzado makes the stop. Clock running. 2nd and 7 for the Chiefs. Chiefs 10, Denver 3. And 2nd and 7. Again, they're going to try a short flat one to Reed. They need to get Adams into some rhythm, and that one is just missed. Gradishire leapt, but he couldn't try to knock it, but Reed has just struggled. And to be honest, the Broncos keyed him. And so Kansas City is 4 of 10 on 3rd down. They need 7 from their own 44. Clock stop, 13:23. Marshall. Short out is the call. Adams throws. Marshall has it, and he's got a 1st down. Across midfield into Denver territory, spotted at the 48. And so that's Marshall's first catch of the day for 8 yards. And so Tony Adams, if Kansas City wins this game, he could sit his, grandchildren on his knee and say, yep, I'm the one that clinched a playoff spot for the 78 Chiefs. Well, how'd you do, Grandpa? I said, I met your grandmother that night. Because she's not going to talk about 3 for 13 for 19 yards. Morgado. Pitch left on the 1st and 10 from the 48. Denver, he gets a block to the 45. Alzado with a tackle right there. And that's 3 for Alzado. 2nd and 7. And now Reed will go off tackle left from the 45. And he keeps his legs moving. Gradishire makes a stop at the 41. 3rd and 3. And so Kansas City 7 plays 29 yards in 2 minutes and 23 seconds. 8 tackles for Gradishire. White. Short hitch. Adams, again, he looks, he's flushed, and he finds Reed instead, who finally needs it. Does he get the 1st down? Gain of 2, they needed 3. And so Gradishire, this is an amazing stat. With 1 game left, that is his 150th tackle of the year. And so on the message board here at Mile High, they're already hooting and hollering. That's quite the number. 4th and 1. They're going for it from the Denver 39. Morgado on a dive. And he's got it. And a couple yards more. Foley with the tackle, but a gain of 3 from Kansas City. And it just keeps the clock moving. They're not quite in Stenerud range yet. Morgado, trap right from the 36. He gets to the 35, 30. Jackson with a stop, but not before Morgado got 8. Bob Simmons, that's Bernard Jackson, by the way, on the tackle. Bob Simmons, the right guard, with a huge block. And Kansas City continues to wishbone the Denver Broncos. Reed, sweep left. From the 28, goes to the sideline and is stopped behind the 30. Gradishire hits him for a loss of 3. And that's 10 for Gradishire today. So 3rd and 5, clock is stopped. MacArthur Lane is in the game. And he will get a short pass in the flat. Stenerud says, yeah, I've got a 48% chance if you don't get any more. Adams, near side, finds Lane, looks for a hole, across the 30, 1st down and more. Inside the 25 to the 22, it's a gain of 9. And the Chiefs have taken over 5 minutes off the clock. So Lane and McKnight are the setbacks. I formation. McKnight. Sweep left. Clock running. 9:36 to go from the 22. He gets across the 20, the 10, the 5. Not quite a touchdown, but it's a gain of 20. And Foley saves a tackle, saves a touchdown at the 2-yard line. Jack Rudnay, the center. I don't believe it. 2 tight end set. Bailey comes in. It's Lane. I formation. 2 tight end set. Kansas City knocking on the door again. Lane wants a dive. Adams hands it to him. And he is short. Swenson makes the stop, a gain of 1, but the clock is running. Kansas City has burned nearly half the quarter. Now McKnight's turn. Again, same play. It's a dive. To the fullback. Hi, Al. Touchdown, McKnight. The Kansas City Chiefs go up 16-3. And they do. They take half the 3rd quarter to do it. Brilliant. Brilliant. I only call the plays. Execution is on those bits and bytes. And the bits and bytes are wearing Kansas City cherry red today. Extra point from Stenerud is up and right down Broadway. So with 7:28 to go in the 3rd quarter, it is Kansas City 17, Denver 3. Wow. Did not expect this. Did not expect this. I keep waiting for Kansas City to realize how bad they are. I mean, Tony Adams is 5 for 15 at quarterback. But they have a 2-touchdown lead on Denver. Kick is on the way. And taken by Perrin at the goal line. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And Jackson brings him down at the 32. So it's a 31-yard return. And Denver is in business from there. 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. 17-3 Kansas City. Keyworth and Armstrong in there for this series for the Broncos. And Keyworth will sweep this one to the left, given by Morton. Keyworth, 35-40. Rosemick with a tackle after a gain of 9. Second and 1, the Chiefs doubled Riley Odoms. Now Armstrong will go off tackle same side from the 41. Does he get it? Yes. Barely. Give him 1. First and 10 for the Broncos. They need 2 touchdowns. And Denver has not lost at home this year. They are 6-0 at Mile High. Dolbin on a medium slant. Morton back to throw in a hurry. Waits. Dolbin wide open at the 45. 40. Barbaro with a tackle at the 38. A gain of 20. They're going to look at Riley Odoms here. Medium slant to the tight end. Morton to throw. Kansas City blitzes. He throws. Odoms has it. 25. First down. 20. And Thomas will knock him down to the 19 for a gain of 19. So compared to Kansas City's MacGyver-like wishbone and just hoping and pulling this together with duct tape, bubble gum, and running backs, Denver can move the ball in the air. But Kansas City still has them outgained 212 to 195. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Armstrong off tackle right from the 19. Gets a block and the flag is down. Paul with a tackle at the 15.
Offense, number 25, 10-yard
But
penalty.
Haven Moses gets called for the hold. First and 20. 4:17 to go, third quarter. Kansas City. All right. Love you, darling. The wifey's going to work. No, Sarah. You gotta leave it open. Yes. You can say hi. Bye. My wife somehow sounds like Suzanne Plachette now, despite the fact that she's never smoked a cigarette in her life. That's right, Bob. You go ahead and do that. All right, Keyworth and Armstrong from the 29. First and 20 for the Broncos from the 29. Keyworth off tackle right from there. Gets a block, 25-20. So they get 9 yards on that play. They get most of the penalty back. 4:06 to go. Spot it at the Chiefs' 20. Armstrong will sweep it right side. To the far side he goes from the 20. To the sideline. 15. Won't get a first down. They'll knock him out at the 13. That's on Tom Howard. Al says bye. So 3rd and 4. So at worst, they're in Turner field goal territory, but they need touchdowns. Armstrong, short, flat, to the near side. Morton throws. Armstrong has it. Does he have any room? 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Denver. Otis Armstrong makes it a game again. 17-9, and here comes Turner for the extra point. And Dave and I talked about this earlier. This is not a gimme for Turner. Extra point is up. Extra point drifts left, but good. And with 3:14 to go, hey, it's pie time. How about that? It's Kansas City 17, Denver 10. And I made a boo-boo. I forgot when I did the description for the game, my title, I forgot to actually put who was playing. So that's why only 2 people are watching. They have no idea what they're clicking on. That's just the usual garbage I have on here at lunch. So Turner to kick this away. Peyton for Kansas City with Belton and Marshall. Kansas City 31 carries for 182 yards and 2 scores. Kick is away. Turner towards the near side sideline. Peyton, goal line, 10, 20, 30, 5. Before Jackson makes the tackle. So a good return. Lane and McKnight will finish out the quarter. Samuels is now the TD, tight end, and Marshall the wide receiver. So Adams, who's throwing like a record, baby, he's only completing 33 1/3% of his passes. McKnight trap left from the 35, and he'll get it to the 38 before Narney makes the tackle after a gain of 3. So 8 carries for McKnight for 48 yards. And Narney, 3 tackles. Short slant to Marshall on 2nd and 7. Adams is flushed, and he can't find Marshall. And so it's 3rd and 7. So they're going to go with Lane in the flat. Adams waits. Lane can't get it. And so it's 3 and out for the Chiefs. They've run 49 plays from scrimmage. They've run it 32 times. Denver has run 35 plays from scrimmage. They'll punt. Andrew Sison. Upchurch and Preston, the returnman. And Denver will return this from inside the 15. It's going to be Upchurch. At the 17, 20. Flag is down. A 5-yard return. That will be a holding penalty set on Jackson. Chiefs catch a break. Denver starts this drive from the 10-yard line. 2:18 to go. 3rd quarter. Keyworth and Armstrong, at least for a couple plays. Armstrong, trap right. He scored the last touchdown from the 10. 15. Green with a tackle, a gain of 6. 6 carries for Armstrong for 24 yards. 2nd and 4 from their own 16. Clock running. Keyworth, sweep left. And don't you dare. Hicks will make the tackle. It's a loss of 3, and so we go under 2 minutes. Emmy, come here. Come here. The wife has gone to work. The cat is now looking at pictures and wants to jump on the TV set, which is a no-no. And she didn't give me a night pill. Darn it. All right, so 3rd and 7 from the Denver 13. Perrin is in the game. Dolbin. Short slant. Morton to throw it. He's flushed to the right. He looks to the left. He dumps it down to nobody in particular. And no! And Kansas City's forced to punt. Excuse me 1 second. No. We interrupt the stream so I can entertain my cat. All right. Denver forced to punt. 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Dilts will punt it deep. And it's not a good punt. Denver going in the win. Payton inside Denver territory. 45. Hit at the 44 as a flag down.
Illegal block. Receiving team, 15-yard penalty.
And so that's on Paul. How many Pauls does Kansas City have? They spot it at the Kansas City 37 to start this drive. 38 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. It's Lane and McKnight again. Lane. Off tackle left. 38 seconds. 37-yard line. It gets to the 40. 41 before Foley makes the tackle after a gain of 3. And Kansas City will end the 3rd quarter. After 3, it is Kansas City 17. I can't put the logo up. I don't want to risk losing the chat again. Denver 10. This is the drive to the playoffs on Retro Sports Network, presented by HockeyTournaments.com. If you are looking for a hockey tournament or are organizing a hockey tournament, good girl, she left. www.hockeytournaments.com is the place to go to list or find your tournament. I would not want to put in www.goodgirl.com. Not at work anyway. You don't know what that's going to be. 2nd and 7 for the Chiefs from their own 40. They lead 17-10. This is the AFC West leaders. They're both 10-4. The winner goes directly to the playoffs. Well, they will have to play next week. Both teams can still make the playoffs regardless of what happens, but for Kansas City has an inside shot at the division crown because they go and play 3-12 Seattle next week. Denver and Pittsburgh in one of those Saturday specials is what happens to the Broncos. They'd rather win this. 2nd and 7. Yeah. McKnight off tackle right from the 40. And he's hit after a gain of 1 by Bob Swenson, his 3rd tackle of the game. 3rd and 6 now for Kansas City. Clock running. Just the start of the 4th quarter. Lane in the flat. Adams has struggled all day, and he's hit by Alzado on the blind side. He can't even get off the short pass in the flat. And so again, the Chiefs defense is going to have to be the ones that carry the day as Kansas City will punt. Andrew Scheisen comes out. Now Kansas City is punting into the wind. Craig Morton and company have the wind at their back as they go from right to left in the 4th quarter. Punt is away. And short, high and short. Upchurch at the 22. 25-30, 31-yard line. And again, it's Preston, pardon me, on the return. And Eddie Payton, the Steve Tasker of his day, makes a tackle after a 9-yard return. So it's a gain of 9. Denver, 13:36 to go. Perrin and Preston are the running backs for Denver from their own 30-yard line. 13:36, 17-10, Chiefs and Broncos. Kansas City being quarterbacked by probably you or I if we were given the chance. It really has been a case of survival for Tony Adams. Dalbin on a short slant on 1st down. Morton to throw it. Dalbin has it. 38-40. Yes. Barbaro with a tackle. They measured. It's a 1st down. So Morton 10 of 14 for 130 yards. Dalbin 3 catches for 39. Perrin trap left from the 40. And he gets about a yard before Whitney, 2 yards. Paul with the tackle is 6th after a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Preston trap left from the 42. Finds a hole. 45 midfield. 1st down into Kansas City territory. Again, a gain of 13. A big hole by Denver gives Preston 13 yards and Whitney Paul 7th tackle. So 11:58 to go. Clock running. Denver 1st and 10. A fresh set from the Kansas City 45. Odoms. Short slant by Morton. And instead he goes to Perrin at the 41. 40. Rosemick with a tackle after a gain of 8. You hear the crowd is just loving this. They're behind him all the way. At the Kansas City 37, they'll spot it. Perrin. Off tackle right from the 37. Gets a block. Gets his 1st down. A gain of 4. Tom Howard on the tackle. Denver can't get too cute with it, but they can do pretty much what they want. Such as a sweep right for Preston from the Kansas City 33. And nope, Kansas City blitzes. Instead, it's a screen to Preston on the near side. Morton waits. Throws incomplete. 9:46 to go. 17-10 Chiefs. Winner wins the magic 11th game, clinches a playoff spot, and has an inside shot at the division. Again, Sweep right to Preston, to the far side from the 33, to the sidelines, and Kansas City had that play read from the get-go. Tom Howard knocked him down after a loss of 4. And so Keyworth comes back in on third down as a receiver. We'll split him out to the right. He's on the far side with Moses. So Upchurch and Moses, beg your pardon, are on the left side of the near side. Keyworth and Dalvin are on the right side. So they need 14. Medium slant to Upchurch is the call. From the gun, Morton has time. He throws over the middle. Marshall deflects it, incomplete. You can't go for it. 14 is too far. You can't kick a field goal. Jim Turner's leg wouldn't go that far in 1968. So you're going to punt. Out comes Bucky Dilts. Sideline punt. He stands at midfield. Off the side of his foot. A good one. Too good. It's a touchback. So Kansas City, 9:27 to go from their own 20-yard line. They lead 17-10. Morgado and Reed are fresh. And so that's what we're going to go with. Reed, off tackle right from the 20. And he gets it to the 23 before Tom Jackson makes the 6th tackle of the game. 2nd down and 7. Again, Kansas City, they could really only play conservative. Do we have a wishbone? We do! You may never see this again in an NFL game. We're going to run a wishbone. Reed, Morgado, and MacArthur Lane. Actually, I'm going to put McKnight in there. They've run it 35 times for 192 yards, and now they're just going to give up. They're going to try the wishbone. McKnight, off tackle right is the call from the 23. He gets it to the 25. It's a gain of 2, and it's 3rd and 5. And now they'll go back in the more conventional 2 wide receiver split back set. Adams is going to have to throw it. Short out to Henry Marshall. Adams waits. He throws. And Marshall dropped it. Marshall dropped it. I'm not sure it would have been a 1st down, but it would have been awful close. And so the Chiefs are going to have to punt from their own 25-yard line. Andrew Scheising comes out again from his 10. Denver from their 30, 35, 40, 43-yard line. It's Preston. A return of 13, spotted at the Denver 42, and A&E makes the tackle right there. 46-yard punt, 13-yard return. So 42-yard line of Denver. 7:51 to go. 17-10 Kansas City. Morton. Medium slant to Riley Odoms. Kansas City blitzes. Morton has time. He's going to run 45. Howard with a tackle after a gain of 5. There was no blitz, but great coverage. Howard with a 7th tackle. And Morton, ran with it. Gets 5 yards. Clock running. Preston. Trap right on 2nd and 5. 50, 45-yard line. 1st down. They're into Kansas City territory. A gain of 8. 1st and 10 Broncos. They now are even 13-13 on the first down chart. This has been a running game by far. And would you believe that Denver now has had the ball longer than Kansas City? Kansas City's had 16 third down conversion attempts and made 6. Denver's had it in the red zone 3 times and only has 7 points to show for it. Tom Glassick, the left guard, by the way, was responsible for that hole. 1st and 10. Keyworth and Armstrong now in the game. Keyworth will sweep it to the left on 1st and 10 from the 45. He gets it to the 40. He gets out of bounds, and it'll be 2nd and 5 from there. 6:13 to go. This place is as apprehensive as Fenway Park is in October. There are nails being bitten everywhere because if Denver doesn't win, they got to beat the Steelers next week to guarantee a playoff spot. The good news is they'll be home. Sweep right for Armstrong to the near side from the 40. And he gets stuffed before he gets at the line of scrimmage by Art Still, who's made 5 tackles. Clock running under 6 minutes now, 3rd and 5. Haven Moses. Short out. Morton under pressure. Looks down the sideline. Moses, 1st down, but that's about it. Gary Green with a tackle. It's a gain of 7, but Green knocks him out. 5:28 to go. 17-10. Broncos trail. Ball at the Kansas City 33. Armstrong. Off tackle left. Flag is down. He gets inside the 30.
Encroachment defense.
But Kansas City made contact.
5-yard penalty.
And so Art still gets credit for the penalty, and the Broncos will take a 1st and 5 from the 28. Clock stops, 5:17 to go. Long slant. Haven Moses. They want the touchdown right now. Morton rolls to his right, throws over the middle. Gray deflects it, incomplete. Oh, Tim Gray. Almost. Remember when I said 20 would win it for Kansas City? I definitely think 20 will win it for Kansas City now. Keyworth. Trap right. 5:09 to go from the 28. 1st down across the 20. Paul couldn't hang on to him. Keyworth broke off a Still tackle and then a Paul tackle, and Riley Odoms, the tight end, helped. So it's 1st and 10 with 5 minutes to go from the Kansas City 19. Dalbin. Medium slant on 1st and 10. Morton waits, and he is sacked. The ball is loose. Howard knocks it loose, but Denver maintains it. It's a loss of 6. Tom Howard. Yeah, you did, Tony. Glad to have you back. It's 17-10 Kansas City. It's been a while since we've seen you. I thought I did something wrong, man. The winner will go to the playoffs. They will not clinch the AFC West, but there is a wild card spot to be at least to be clinched because they'll have 11 wins. Kansas City will play 3-12 Seattle next week. So Kansas City looks in great shape regardless of how this one turns out. Denver has not lost at home. A loss today means that they probably need to beat Pittsburgh to make the playoffs. So 2nd and 16, clock running, 4 minutes and change to go from the 25-yard line. Keyworth on a dive. 25-20, 15, 11-yard line. He got 15 yards. He'll spot it at the 10. And Lyle Perrin comes in 3rd and a big one. 2 tight end set. Armstrong. Trap left. 1st down. Yes, to the 5, and Lindstrom will make the tackle there at the 4. It's a gain of 6. Work. It's the holidays. Oh, yes, it is. So Denver knocking on the door at the Kansas City 4, 2:45 to go. Excuse me. That Duncan and my lunch. Or the lethal combination that's turning out to be. So Denver knocking on the door to tie it. Perrin and Preston in the game. Preston with a 2 tight end set says, trap left. Morton gives it to him, and he finds nothing. The ball is loose, and there's a flag down. Denver will retain it.
12 men on the field. Defense.
But Kansas City had 12 men on the field. That's the first time I've seen that called. And so now, with 2:17 to go, it's first and goal from the 2. 2 tight end set. 2:17 left. I don't know how Kansas City wins this game. We'll get to that when they get the ball. Dave Gardner's chain smoking outside for this one because it looked like Kansas City had this all the way. Perrin on a dive from the 2, has the handoff, leaps and scores. And finally, this crowd of 80,000 has a chance to let loose as Lonnie Perrin scores his 11th of the year. Let's watch it on the replay. Yep, right through there. But here comes the critical extra point. It is up to the left and good. So with 2:11 to go, it's Denver 17, Kansas City 17. Buckle up. Eddie Payton may be the wild card here. He is so good as a return man. They're not going to return it with the Dodgers, Al. He signed with the Dodgers. They're going to take a knee. All right, Tony Adams. They need a field goal. It's Reed and Morgado, Marshall and Dorsey. McCray is the third wide receiver. I don't know what the hell to do here. So the Chiefs need a field goal to win it. They have 2:11. They're going to try a medium slant to White. The tight end flag is down.
False start.
Oh, are you kidding?
Number 77.
Getty,
5-yard penalty.
the right
Repeat,
tackle,
first down.
makes the jump. So it's first and 15 from the Kansas City 15. 2:11 left. Same play. Adams rolls, throws across. Marshall has it, and he's hit right there by Wright. 7-yard gain, and that's the 2-minute warning. I forgot it was first and 15. So spotted at the 22 of Kansas City, 2nd and 8. Reed. Pitch left. Nope. Denver's going to blitz. Screen to Reed is the call. Adams with the audible. Reed goes to the far side. He can't get it. He can't get it. 3rd and 8. My word, what a finish. Short cross to White. Adams throws. White has it. Can he get past the... Yes, he's got a first down. Jackson makes the tackle. Somehow White kept his legs moving to get 8 yards. Bernard Jackson with the tackle. What kind of miracle do the Chiefs come up with next? They go hurry up. Marshall. Short out from the 30. Denver blitzes. Adams looks. Penalty flags are down. Marshall
Pass
and
interference. Defense. Number 20, 5-yard penalty.
Marshall and Wright did a leg dance together, and Wright gets called for the pass interference. The clock stops. The ball is at the Kansas City 35 with 1:26 left. And that ambulance is to calm my heart down. My word. Screen to Reed. 1st and 10. 35-yard line. Reed. Oh, God, he dropped another one. That's his 3rd drop. Are you kidding me? 2nd and 10. 1:15 to go. 3 timeouts left. Hey, they look to White again, and White says, let's try. Why not? Let's try a medium out. Adams looks, has protection, tried to find Reed, and that's incomplete. So it's 3rd and 10. They're going to try a pitch to the left to see if they can get a 1st down. 1:12 to go in regulation time. 17-17. Reed across the 40. It worked for 5. And so Denver is going to have 3 timeouts and about a minute left to win this game. In regulation, Andrew shies into punt. From the 40, Kansas City going into the wind. Upchurch and Preston back to return. Denver will try to return this at the 15-yard line. Good punt. 20, 25, 30, 35, 37. Payton tackles Upchurch at the 36. Denver, 3 timeouts, 49 seconds at their own 36. But Jim Turner is a terrible kicker. So this is not gimmies at all. Dalbin, medium slant from the 36. Morton back to throw. Has time. Has got Dalbin for a 1st down. Midfield. 46-yard line. It's a gain of 18. They go hurry up. Odoms. Short slant. Morton throws it. Incomplete. Right through Thomas's hand. So 22 seconds left from the Kansas City 46. Short one in the flat to Armstrong. 17-17. 22 seconds left. To the near side. Morton looks. He's going to look all day, and it's incomplete. 15 seconds to go. He looks at Riley Odoms. They come together for a play. It's going to be a medium slant. Timeout. John always. No, he would have been. Yes, it would have been a senior year in high school. Very good, Mr. Whitehill. Odoms. Kansas City. Kitchen sink blitz. Has time. Incomplete. 4th and 10. And we're headed to overtime. Unless Eddie Payton can pull the miracle of all miracles. Denver will punt. Nope. They're letting it roll. And 60 minutes was not enough. Flag is down. It rolls dead at the 3.
Defense. 5-yard penalty.
And Kansas City will decline, or Denver will decline that because they'll give it to Kansas City at the 3. So 1 second left. Is there any play that can go for 99 yards? And so they're looking. It's going to be a pitch to the left. There's a 0.4 chance that I have a heart attack right here. Pitch to the left. Just don't get it attacked in the end zone from the 3. Can he get out? Can he get out? No, he didn't! He did not! They lose it on a safety! Denver wins the game on a safety! Hergenhoff misses the block! And Denver wins it on a safety at the last possible second! Are you kidding me? It's over! Tom Jackson tackles Reed in the end zone for a safety! and Denver wins 19-17. Denver wins the game. Denver's in the playoffs. Unbelievable. I've just scared my entire neighborhood, except for the cat. And there it is. They were up 17-10 going in the fourth quarter, pairing after a 2-yard run after a long drive by Denver. Made it 17-17. And Tom Jackson wrapped up Tony Reed in the end zone for a walk-off safety to put the Broncos in the, it wouldn't amount, yeah. Here's the thing. You came in late. Adams couldn't quarterback for anything. I don't think Kansas City would have won the game in overtime. I was trying to put Kansas City in whatever chance they had to try to win this game because they could not throw it. They just absolutely could not throw it. Mike Livingston is their real quarterback. He's hurt. He's back for next week, but it won't matter for this week. And so they just were trying to fly her. And my goodness, from the 3, you rarely see a 3-yard loss. Tom Jackson just won that game. Well, for those of you that care, 18 first downs for Denver, 15 for Kansas City. I mean, look at that. Kansas City ran it 38 times for 196 yards. Tony's right. I mean, the smart play was for overtime, but you just never know. You never know. And so the final score, Denver 19. Yeah, he's going to go off and coach the Seattle Seahawks in 2015. Denver 19, Kansas City 17. All right, playoff picture now in the AFC is a little less complicated. New England and Pittsburgh have won their divisions. They are 1 and 2. Depending on what Pittsburgh and Denver do next week, Pittsburgh could conceivably win the number 1 seed in the AFC. Cleveland is in the playoffs. You knew that already. Kansas City now slips to a 2 in the wild card. New England and Miami may now be a game that we need to play. So, at the moment, here are the... Can you see that? Oh, yeah, you can. All right. Chicago, Washington is a must play. Chicago wins, they win the NFC Central. Plain and simple. They're 9 and 7. They could actually host it depending on what Green Bay does. Washington is a wild card all the way. Pittsburgh and Denver now kind of goes into that we'll see category. Cleveland and Cincinnati, that doesn't mean anything. The other games that matter, okay, New York and Philadelphia, the Giants and the Eagles are a must-win game. The Giants can actually get that wild card potentially with a win. If Philadelphia wins, they win the wild card. If they don't, they're not going to get it. Their conference record isn't good enough. Let's see. Kansas City and Seattle. Kansas City wins. They go to the playoffs. They get Livingston back, which will help. And Seattle's just been terrible. And if Kansas City can't get in, then Miami and New England would be a must-play game. And Green Bay and Los Angeles might be. So the definitive games, Monday, Chicago and Washington. Tuesday, the Giants and Philadelphia. And from then, we'll go from there. Other possibilities exist. Pittsburgh and Denver. Green Bay and Los Angeles. New England, Miami, Detroit, and San Francisco. Those are all games that will be held until we know. But we're only doing games that have direct meeting. And right now, Chicago, Washington, Philadelphia, New York. Monday night for Chicago, Washington. Tuesday afternoon for Philly and New York. And then everything else is we'll see how it goes. No, they have the best record. And they got to go down to Miami and clinch it. because Pittsburgh has that tie. All right, all right. I know that Dave left from hockeytournaments.com, but this really is all thanks to him. He's the one that sponsored it. So for hockeytournaments.com, I'm Ron Juckett. Our next scheduled football game is Monday night at 7 o'clock. Bears and Redskins. And then we'll go from there. Until then, we'll do a couple other things here and there over the weekend. We'll have a basketball game, but no cards and dice. I'm Ron Juckett. I'll talk to you the next time.